The skis are starting to slide. We go over to the Vail Nordic track to speak with the Vail Mountain School cross-country ski team about how they are preparing for their upcoming season. Then, we speak with the Vail Mountain School athletic director about some of the great athletic opportunities that VMS provides. All this here on the Scoreboard. Welcome to the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brett Ferraro, and we have a great show for you today. First, we head over to the Vail Mountain School cross-country ski team to talk to them about how they are preparing for the start of their season. Then, we go and talk to the athletic director of VMS, Bobby Ecker, about all the great athletic opportunities that their school provides. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Ski season is here, and the Vail Mountain School Nordic team is just starting their season. We had the chance to speak with their coach, Sean Ellenbaum, about how they're preparing for the start of their season and what they're looking forward to. Let's take a listen to what he has to say. Hello everyone! We are here at the Vail Golf Course, which has turned into the Vail Nordic Center during the winter. I'm joined by Coach Ellenbaum of the VMS team. Coach, how long have you been doing Nordic skiing for?
Oh, I've been Nordic skiing since I was about 5 years old up in Minnesota, is where I was born and raised, and my whole family was into Nordic, so.
Oh, very cool. So you've been doing it practically your whole life. What sort of got you into coaching Nordic skiing?
Well, I was always pretty good with kids, and then I was up working in Denali National Park in Alaska, and my good friend from college worked at VMS, and she said the Nordic coaching position was open about 5 years ago, and so I hit on that because I raced in high school and college, and I figured it'd be a smooth move to get me over here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, very good excuse to come into our beautiful valley and to coach some Nordic skiing. Been doing it for a while. What have been sort of some major challenges for you working with the VMS team?
I'd say the biggest challenge is just getting enough kids to field a good team. We have some competitive sports in the winter, and kids like to go different directions sometimes, and so we run the Future Stars program over at VSSA, and we get 50 plus kids in on that, and hopefully that feeds in. And then I actually coach over there too, so I know a lot of kids in the valley, a lot of skiers, and hopefully the kids at VMS will come ski with us. Sometimes they don't, and so that's been the biggest challenge, is when they want to go, you know, alpine or telly or something like that. So that's the biggest challenge, but other than that, it's been great.
Oh, absolutely. A good group of kids, I assume. Have you felt like there's been any major growth in you yourself personally over the past 5 years coaching these kids?
As a coach, yeah. I mean, I've learned a lot from Dan Weiland, who I learned a lot about waxing. Like, I knew a lot from college and high school, but I didn't ski for about 15, 20 years in between college and coming here. That's when I got back on the skis, and learned a lot from Dan, just being confident waxing for classic races and stuff like that. So yeah.
No, absolutely. How are you feeling about your prospects as a team this season? Do you feel like you're going to do pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, last year our boys took second at state, and so I'm really fired up to see what we can do this year. Last year the club races and the high school races interfered, and this year they're not, so I should have all my boys racing state this year for both classic and skate. So we're hoping, do really well and have a good showing.
Awesome. Going in, you guys have a number of meets this year. Which sort of track do you feel is your favorite to race on over the past 5 years?
Well, I love our home meet. Last year we hosted a dual race at Malloy Park, which is super fun. Put it on for everybody. This year we're just doing a single classic race and a middle school race, so that's going to be a good day as well. We love racing the hills, and I love watching the kids come in and pretty much pass out after they get across the finish line, as you know. So I really enjoy that. And the beauty is state's going to be right over at the Frisco Nordic Center, so we don't even have to travel. very far.
Yeah, that is definitely a very cool aspect for sure. There are a number of great alpine schools out here. Who do you think is going to be your biggest competitor this year?
You know, the biggest competitor will be Battle Mountain. They have so many kids on the team. Our alpine team this year is a little light. We had struggled to get enough kids on the team, really, so we have a lot of young kids on our alpine team. Not a whole lot of seniors. There are some, so you know, that's the tough thing with skiing. You have to have both cross country and alpine, bring it all together to win it all. So we're just focusing on our goal is to do the best we can in Nordic, and you know, whatever happens on the alpine side will happen.
No, absolutely. You guys are just starting out your season. What are you teaching the younger kids right now to help them prepare for the next 4 years?
Yeah, I've got, you know, Luke D just starting as a freshman, so teaching him some grit about getting out there and working hard. I've been coaching him for like 4 years, and I told him now we're in the high school. This is the big time. We got to go. We got to push ourselves. So just training that aspect. Cecily, the only girl on our team, she's awesome, and I really respect her for coming out here and being the only girl on the team, because Charlotte Johnson, our captain, she injured herself and had to have surgery, so she's out, and we're hoping that she can come back in January. But Cecily, you know, is out here showing some grit, and we just had our motto is no days off. So we're going to get her out here every day as much as we can and get her out there racing.
Awesome. There's a couple of different styles of Nordic skiing. Which one's your favorite, skate or classic?
Well, it used to be skate because I was a hardcore skater back in the day. I was a sprinter, second place in the state in a relay in Minnesota. Got a lot of good memories of racing in college, skating. But now I'm getting into my 40s here. The joints really like to classic ski now. I like the rhythm of it, you know, so I'm more of a classic skier these days, but I still like to go fast.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Absolutely,
It's been a
Brett.
Pleasure. And I can't wait to see how well you guys do in the rest of your season.
All right, well, you'll have to come watch us. It's right over at Frisco Nordic Center. Everyone come watch us on February 16th and 17th. The skate race followed by the classic race, alpine over at Copper Mountain.
Awesome. Well, that's great, Coach. Thank you very much. We have to take a short break. When we come back, we will be talking with some of the athletes of the Vail Mountain School Nordic team. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. When we left off, we were talking to the coach of the Vail Mountain School Nordic team. Now, let's turn it over to some of the athletes on the team and see what they're looking forward to for this season. Hello everyone, we are here at the Vail Golf Course. During the winter, of course, it turns into a Nordic track for everyone. I'm joined by Mason, who goes to the Vail Mountain School and is one of their skiers. Mason, how long have you been Nordic skiing for?
This is my third year as a competitive skier.
Oh, very exciting. What sort of made you pick up the sport in general?
You know, so I'm someone who likes to push myself, and I really like the process-oriented aspect of Nordic skiing. So, you know, I'm rewarded for the work I put in. It's not something that can be left up to chance, a lucky shot, something like that. I know how I'm going to do based on how hard I work, and I like having that control over it.
Is that an aspect of the sport that you really appreciate? Is that like one of your favorite parts of the sport, or do you just like being outdoors and going fast?
I mean, those things are awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic to just glide around, but I love the ability to, you know, really know that I'm getting the most out of myself, that I'm not leaving anything out there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely a very intensely physical individual sport. Do you do any other sports during the Nordic off season?
Yeah, during the Nordic off season, I do triathlon. And then I also compete in some trail running races.
Oh, very cool. So a major endurance athlete. How long have you been doing sort of endurance running / sports in general?
Yeah, I mean, so my parents swam in college. And they had me in the pool from, like, you know, 2 weeks after I was born or whatever. So I've been swimming since I was a super little kid. Always have had that endurance training in the background. Yeah.
That's very cool. Very early in the season right now. Do you have any goals for your season? Any major goals?
You know, my goals are always process-oriented, not outcome-oriented. So, you know, I've been working really hard And I feel like I'm fit. I feel like my technique's in a great place. And so I'm just excited to see where that takes me. My goals for club, I'm hoping to have some solid results at a high level, but that's really all. I don't try to nail those down because you never know what's going to happen.
No, absolutely.
Like last year, I spent the entire season. I broke my hand at U.S. Nationals. Spent the whole season racing with one pole. Like you just never know. But my process goals were still there. I was still able to hit those, and I was still able to know that I got the best out of myself. So,
Mason, you are a senior this year. Are you planning on doing sort of Nordic or triathlons past your high school career?
Yeah, my hope is to ski at the Division I level.
Oh, very cool. Have you been looking at schools recently then?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, anyone in particular you were really hoping you can go and compete with?
I don't know how the admissions process is going to go. There's a lot of schools up in the Northeast. I'm waiting to hear back on my early results from one that I'm hoping to ski at, and then yeah.
Well, Vail Mountain School always has had a strong tradition of sending some of their best athletes to some very high schools, so I have no doubt that you'll have a great chance at doing that. Mason, thank you so much for talking with me today. It's been great chatting, and I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your season.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hello everyone, we are still here at the Vail golf course, which has turned into a large set of Nordic tracks. I am joined by Owen, part of the VMS Nordic team. Owen, how long have you been skiing for?
About 3 to 4 years.
That's very exciting. And so you started in middle school. Did you come from a family of endurance runners or?
There's always been my brother who interviewed with you guys previously. Other than that, all of my family's very athletic, and I've always loved doing endurance sports, especially Nordic.
Oh, that's very cool. What is your favorite aspect of Nordic skiing?
I would say just the fact that everyone who does it is self-made, that you build up your own cardio, your own strength, and your coaches help you get your technique, but you can't be good unless you're committed, unless you're devoted.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely a sport meant for the most ambitious of athletes, for sure. Going into the rest of your season, do you have any major goals for the season going forward?
I think, honestly, just to kind of beat the goals that I've already set for myself, of to do better than I've done before, to hopefully win races, or just do well, lift up my teammates, do well with them, and just kind of, compete with them and do well in my races.
Awesome. You are on the younger side, being a freshman this year. How is it competing with some of the older individuals in the sport?
I love it because competing with older people lets me challenge myself, and so it's not just competing against people my age who I feel like I should beat. Competing against older people gives me a baseline of what I want to be and what to strive for, so that I have something that I'm working towards.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely talking like a true champion. So you've been racing for a number of years, including in middle school. Have you won anything major in middle school or anything like that?
I've placed pretty well in some of the junior national qualifiers. I've won a couple of town series races, but no, this year, as I'm a U16 now, is kind of the first year that I can make junior nationals, make kind of the bigger races and do really well in those.
Awesome. Still early in the season, what are some of your main goals at the very beginning of the season to help prepare you for the rest of the season?
I would say to work on my cardio and just kind of get out here every day to work out, to definitely have fun, and also improve my technique, make me realize that Nordic is a fantastic sport, and to just, kind of get ready to do great in some races.
Awesome. First year at VMS, how do you feel the environment of the team is overall this year?
It's fantastic. I feel like it's uplifting, and it kind of helps me strive to do better, and maybe I'm better at one thing, another person's better at another thing, and so we can complement each other and each work on our own skills and work on each other's skills.
Oh, absolutely. Do you do any other sports in the off season of Nordic?
In the off season, I love to trail run, and I also do a little bit of swimming. I also love to play soccer. I'm a goalie. And so, yeah, I did soccer this fall, and I just kind of run with the team, run on my own, run all the time.
Oh, absolutely. Well, a very endurance-based family you guys have. I have no doubt that you guys are going to do great things this year. Owen, thank you so much for speaking with me today, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Recently, we had the chance to talk with Bobby Ecker, Athletic Director for VMS. He talks about all the great athletic opportunities that VMS provides its students. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
Good afternoon. My name is Bobby Ecker. I'm the Athletic Director over at Vail Mountain School. Wanted to thank TV8 for getting some of the athletic directors on board here and coming to support our athletes. I'm very excited to talk a little bit about what Vail Mountain School is, what kind of athletics we offer, and talk a little bit about who we are. So we're just wrapping up fall sports here for the year. We in the fall for our high school, we're K through 12 school, and we offer all sorts of different sports and activities for our kids. We're a smaller school. I think our number for K through 12 is right around 450 in that ballpark, and our high school 9 through 12 is about 165 this year, somewhere in that realm, give or take. And so for fall sports, we offer boys soccer, we offer girls volleyball. We have a boys golf team who found a bunch of success this last year, winning a state championship for the first time in the golf history here at Vail Mountain School. Very exciting. We also offer esports for our 9 through 12 students as well. As we move into winter, which is just around the corner, our winter sports are going to be starting up in just about 2 weeks. Just before Thanksgiving, they'll get going with, we have boys and girls basketball for high school. We also have an alpine team, a Nordic ski team. We have a climbing team in the winter as well, and a telemark ski team, which has been a long-standing tradition at the school as well. Then as we wrap up winter sports towards the end of February, as we move into March, we enter our spring sports season. And in the spring, we're looking at girls golf, boys lacrosse, and girls soccer. So those are kind of the athletics that we offer for our high school specifically. We do have other sports for our middle schoolers as well. We also have a Nordic team for our 4th and 5th graders, which is very exciting for them to kind of get on snow after school. We have a lot of awesome facilities that kind of help us be able to, be successful in a lot of these sports. We have an awesome climbing wall at the school inside of our gym, as well as a fitness room, and we have a main gym where we play all of our volleyball and basketball games, as well as a auxiliary gym where we can kind of get a couple more kids in for practice while something else might be going on in the main gym. I believe we have the prettiest field in North America. We're nestled here in East Vail. I wish we could turn the camera and look outside, but we've had some snow this week, and the mountains around us are getting capped, and it's very exciting. We had our boys soccer team just shoveled the field so they could have practice today, so pretty good warm up for them just to get going on their soccer practice. Big shout out to the boys and the girls. They're just wrapping up their seasons. The boys are heading into playoffs this Friday and Saturday, and the girls are hoping to make playoffs, but we won't know until the end of next week. So moving along into our playoff season for fall sports, very exciting. Other things we do outside of our sports, we take a lot of pride in our outdoor education here at Vail Mountain School. A lot of our students, starting in 4th grade all the way through high school, they go on hut trips with their classes. So in the 4th grade, they go on their first hut trip. It's usually in the fall. No snow on the ground, but they'll go up there and kind of learn the basics about teamwork and hiking and just working together as a team to get from point A to point B together, healthy. And then when they get into 5th grade, they go on a winter hut trip in 5th grade, 6th grade, and 7th grade. And then in 8th grade, they actually go on a 2-night hut trip and learn about snow science with their science teacher, Miss Lewis. It's a whole unit that they practice and learn about how snow works and avalanche safety. So it's a very cool course, and it kind of finishes with that 2-day hut trip where they learn a lot about being in the backcountry and what that means and how to use their backyard. So that's a big thing that we do with our winter outdoor ed program. During the fall and into the spring, we use our backyard a lot. I mean, we're nestled right here in Booth Falls, and we have a beautiful hiking trail that Vail Mountain School is actually a partner in cleaning up that trail. So every year we try to do service and take care of that trail. We'll work with some of the trail workers around here and get that trail cleaned up, as well as some other ones. We try to focus on service a lot to the community. We have all sorts of activities throughout the year. The next one coming up, the next big one for Martin Luther King Day, we consider it a day of service, and all of our students will be sent out to different areas in Vail and help at the horse stables, or help at the Nordic Center, or they'll go help over at the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens and clean up some of the gardens around there. So a lot of different ideas. It kind of changes a little bit every year, but that's a big piece of us as well. You know, kind of looking at some other things, we have some students who participate and ski for Ski Club Vail. Those students, you know, they generally go to Vail Ski and Snowboard Academy and they ski for Ski Club. We also have a partnership with them where Vail Mountain School students go ski for Ski Club as well. And on the flip side of that, we also have students from the Ski and Snowboard Academy that will come to Vail Mountain School and play athletics for us. Outside on the soccer field right now, I think we've got about 7 boys that play soccer for us that attend school at Vail Ski and Snowboard Academy. And that's pretty common for our fall rosters and our spring rosters for both boys and girls. So it's a pretty fun partnership that we do with the 2 schools, and just be able to kind of build community and offer different opportunities for all of the kids in the Valley. You know, thinking about some of the, what else did I write down here? Some of the accomplishments that we had. I mentioned earlier, our boys golf team just won our first state championship since I've been the athletic director. I think our last one was 2017 with the boys and girls Alpine and Nordic ski teams. So it's been a little while since we had one of those. Very exciting. And last year, just to kind of give a little bit of insight on where we're at, every single one of our high school teams made the playoffs, which is a huge feat. That's never happened before. So we're finding a lot of success. We're small, but we're mighty, and we've been having a great year. And we're really looking forward to the winter seasons. If you have any questions about Vail Mountain School, specifically with our athletics, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on my email at becker@vms.edu, or you can always call my office at 970-477-7168. I think that's all I got for Vail Mountain School recap. Thank you, guys.
That's all the time that we have for this episode of the Scoreboard. If you have any story ideas, please email us at scoreboard@tv8vail.com. And as always, if you want to catch any of our latest episodes, go to thescoreboardnation.com to catch anything you may have missed. I've been your host, Brett Ferraro, and I can't wait to see you all next time.